Good evening. This is ꜰᴜᴛᴏ Radio. I am the intellectual ɪဣᴛᴏ. Tonight, we're talking about, or should I say, we are more or less continuing. I wanted to call it like a part two, but really, it's more of a part one in a new beginning. It's going to feel kind of like part two, but not really. The new steps into the future after leaving the black race is actually directions to the bright race. Who is the bright race? The bright race is the intelligent ones who are amongst the black race, the ones who see beyond the whole black spectrum and the prison that we've been placed in as solar beings, as soul people, people of higher intelligence, people of solar intelligence, who have been placed in this black prison with the keeper, the prison keeper, the prison guard, where the prison guard is the white man, and the black man. Because when people tell you or give you this quote-unquote reality of being black in this society like they've been doing for a long time, they basically start off by giving you limitations on what you can and cannot do as a black person in this society. And that breaks the mentality. That breaks down the light or the intelligence of people who would have eternal possibilities, continuous possibilities, people who are smart, people who can actually pull in higher frequency, higher intelligence. That's our people who are amongst the black race. Soul beings, which are all of us innately. However, some of us choose not to identify as bright people, solar people, soul people who are amongst the black race, people who are in darkness. So look at this broadcast as being freed from a prison, a black prison, where you existed in limitations. Now coming into the knowledge of being a bright man and a bright woman, one who is a solar being, one who possesses solar intelligence, people who have the ability to see the light and read the messages and signs encoded in the light, who can pick up this frequency that I'm sending out here from the ꜰᴜᴛᴏ. When I make these posts in Facebook, when I do the Supermen, Superwomen project, when I send out all kinds of postings on the Facebook, everything I do is meant to boost the frequency, boost the mental frequency of our people, boost the intelligence. You understand? Everything is a charge. Everything is based in light, which is why I refer to our people as bright people. In order for us to get full and maximum boost or frequency charge, we must move ourselves away, cut ourselves off from the old ways as black people, the things that we have been infected with as black people, this defeatist attitude, this mentality that someone owes us something, this mentality that we exist only as the black version of the white race, this mentality of constantly looking for handouts. No, the bright race is evolving into something different. People without limitations, people without mental boundaries. These are the people I'm talking to. These are the people that I'm reaching out to. These are the people that I'm trying to raise out of the black race, because the black race is limited. The black race is went as far as it can go. So in separating yourself from the black race and your old ways, your black habits, i.e. religion, congregating with people who basically are useless, who serve no purpose, who are not focused on the future. The black race, if you notice, amongst the educated and the conscious, focus solely on the past and the present. We as the bright race focus solely on the future. We're not interested in the past. We're not interested in the present. We're interested solely in the future because you can shape the future, right? You can shape the future any way you want. The future offers unlimited possibility. The past and present have already happened, so they are already in a box. So we are no longer going to cry about the past or the present, sticking solely to the future. We are looking as people of the bright race, mentalians, mentalists, people who are receivers. That's a title I use for those people who are just tuning in and they don't understand what the hell I'm talking about. You would have to follow the last broadcast to get it, but I'll try to key you in as much as I can. This is basically for the students who are looking to become members of the state of Mental, like our teaching of Mentellect, the knowledge of Mentellect, which is knowledge for the mentally elect, bright knowledge, knowledge for the mentalist. What is a mentalist? One who receives higher intelligence, one who makes himself or herself blank to receive higher intelligence for future thought. This is what we are replacing things such as congregating in religious forms and making prayers. We are replacing prayers and meditation with advanced thinking, future thinking. We are speeding up our thinking. We are not trying to slow it down. We're not trying to put our thinking in the hands of someone else any longer, be it God, be it the white man, be it the black power structure, be it whatever, religion, culture, things of the past and present that are on their way out. We are in tune to speeding up our intelligence at a faster pace. And the only way to do that is to think constantly into the future. Cast those thoughts out like as if you're casting a line out to fish. Only the light that you are using, your mental frequency, your mind power, is much greater. Your focus should be much greater. Because as you begin to cut away all of the past and present regrets and focus solely on the future, your focus will become greater. I know of what I speak because I've done it. I've cut away the past and the present. I don't concern myself with the past and present any longer. I focus solely on the future. And because of that, I'm able to build up a growing, small yet growing and successful beverage company called Bright. We manufacture and we bottle alkaline beverages, alkaline iced tea, alkaline water, alkaline fruit punch. You understand? This is what we're doing. Focused on starting a comic book line, aka epic book line, with all Nubian characters, men and women. Something to push Marvel out of the way. These are things that you think of. All types of ideas and higher ways of doing things come to you. All creative ways come to you when you're thinking into the future and focusing on the future. This is what the mentalist should be doing. Constantly focusing on the future, constantly reflecting your scope of intelligence into the future, like a flashlight, constantly. Never letting people in the present or in the past pull you into that box. Constantly staying on the line toward the future. Because you will get people who are caught in the whole black thing to pull you back into that. You'll get people who want to cry and moan and bitch about, the white man, and you can't do this and you can't do that. It's the Negroes in that black mindset that hold you back the most. Focus solely on the forward movement. Gather those who think this way around you. Build a congregation, because I was telling a sister, in building a congregation, going out and finding other mentalists, because our people are already out there already. Our people are out in the populace all over the country, all over the world. Mentalists are there. They just don't know what they're called. They just don't know the title for it. They are mental people. They are people who are focused solely on future thought, people who are receivers of higher intelligence, though we get bits and pieces. You understand? We should be coming together as one. We should be finding our people, because what does this do? this strengthens our mental frequency on the planet. It needs to be strengthened. Okay? Because if we find 1, 2, 3, however many, the focus and the frequency gets stronger as we think is 1. This should be the goal of every mentalist, of everyone who is of the bright race, to find others who are of the bright race, others who are not focused on this black thing. Because mark my words, this is a prison cell. It was meant to keep us back. It was meant to make us the shadow of the white race. That has to stop. You got people who are comfortable in that state as victims, as people who are constantly looking for a handout, looking for an excuse, and this black thing has become an excuse. It has become a form of victimization. It has become a scapegoat for the people within to do nothing. And you see the results of it have worked. Kept people in check. No longer. Replace your thinking with thoughts of greatness, future thought, always. Education of your children. Education of your children should be key and focus. It should be the real building that's done beyond just acquiring land and acquiring space and things like that. Education is key in the state of mental for the future progeny, the children. They should be learning science and medicine, things that seem more advanced, but they should be learning it at an early age. The state of mental will resurrect schools as we are building the Supermen and Superwomen project and building the mentoriums in different states. Everyone who is in listening shot should be focused on helping to build and bring the Supermen, Superwomen project to your state, to gather other mentalists or people who are thinking in unison with this message, because you increase the frequency. It's like focusing antenna outward to pick up better reception. This is the whole purpose of doing that. Bringing the receivers in line to receive higher connection. See, it's like that saying, if you build it, they will come. If you build the people, if you strengthen the minds of the people, then greater frequency will come. Greater intelligence will come. The people will start an evolution amongst themselves because they want it. But it cannot be done as individuals. A lot of people wanted me to come and say, this is what you do. Okay, after we leave the black race, what do we do what do we do? Gather your people first and foremost. Bring the state of mental, bring the Supermen, Superwomen projects to your city. This is new knowledge. This is future thought. So this will excite the minds of the people who've been looking for this, because there are people who are looking for this. You should not be taking this message and keeping it personally for yourself. That's not the purpose of this. The purpose is to spread it like wildfire. Increase the frequency. You should always be looking to increase the mental frequency amongst our people. Find our people. You don't have to convince anybody. You don't have to debate with anybody. The ones who are of the bright race will know this message, will pick up on this frequency when they hear it. But you have to make it available to them. Just as I come out here 3 nights a week and I post in all of these Facebook groups, knowing that, I'm amongst a bunch of niggas, in the groups, I know there are a few bright people out there who will receive this message. It's not for the black race. This is for my people who are amongst the black race. That's why I do it. Like me and the brothers, we go out and we circulate for the Supermen, Superwomen project to find the bright race, to bring them out of the black race, trying to strengthen the frequency. Everyone who has come in contact with this message and this knowledge of mentellect that I've been pushing out here came about basically, they either came by way of the radio broadcast, came by way of a flyer to Supermen, Superwomen project, because they were searching. You should all make it your business to find and congregate with one another. because all kinds of great ideas will come out of that congregation. All kinds of greater direction will come out of that congregation. Speed up your intelligence. When you sisters are looking for men, it would behoove you to have these, bring this project to wherever you are, to bring intelligent men there, because intelligent men will be there. Just as you brothers, intelligent sisters will be there, because you're all going to come for the same, you're coming for the same purpose. You're seeking your people. The whole purpose of this is to seek out your people from amongst the black race, to pull them out. It's like pulling them, like freeing them from prison. It's damn near like freeing them from the plantation. Freeing the bright race from the black race is like freeing slaves from the plantation in this day and time. That's how you should look at that. You should all feel as though you're modern day Harriet Tubmans and what's the other guy? I forget what his name is. Nat Turner. That's literally what this is right now. Because what's going to befall the black race, it's not going to be a nice thing. You've seen it already, the things that are happening to the so-called black race. Do not link yourself with black conversations. What do I mean by that? The Pan-Africanism, the connection to these black problems here and being black here, because it's all based in limitations. It's all based in past and present experiences. Your mindset, your focus should only be on the future. The black race has no focus on the future. Their focus is solely on the past and present, which is why they won't make it into the future. You, as a bright person, should have blown past these ways of thinking. Your focus should not be on what their focus is. Two totally different things. Two totally different focuses. Their brains have frozen within the black race. They will move no further. They are slated for extinction. Now, I know that sounds kind of raw, but it's the truth. That's the truth. And the extinction of 95% to 96% of the population, which will take place, you know, a big piece of the people that are going off of the planet will be the black race and the white and all of them, because now they are part of the human race. When they talk about human extinction, they're talking about the black race, because the black race identifies as part of the human race. So they will be slated for extinction along with the human race. And it won't be just the blacks. It'll be the whites, the East Indians. A lot of them are going. The Chinese, the Asian, all that stuff you see, all that radioactive spill, all that things that went on over the SARS, all that stuff that went on over there in Asia, that's all being done purposely. All of it. Everything, all the so-called natural disasters are happening purposely and being aimed at people, to destroy people, to kill off people, to make room for a new race of people. However, those who can look into the future, they will live and survive into the future to breed a greater race, a bright race. Those who can read solar intelligence. This is what I tune in on when I do this and when I can see this. Because to everybody, it would have sounded crazy for me to do this. Oh, brother, what you talking about leaving the black race? Black race, what are you talking about, brother? You're talented. No. I see beyond your black past and black present. I'm looking into a bright future. So I lose them. I'm reading the signs in the solar light that's coming through, the solar intel that's coming through. Bright knowledge is solar intelligence. Because I said within all light there is encoded messages, frequency, there is sound waves that's being sent. All right? And it generates images and messages into your brain through the mind wave. If you're not in tune with this, which the black race is not, you will be destroyed. This is real. The black race serves no purpose. If you are vibrating on a low mental frequency with the black race and the rest of the human race, i.e. the white man, the East Indian, the rest of these people, you will be destroyed. You will be slated for destruction. Those people, you might be someplace. You might get in a car accident. You might be someplace and die in a plane crash. These are the people who are not meant to make it into the future. The bright ones will make it into the future. They serve a purpose. Those who die off served their purpose. They went as far as they can go. You can check that off as the majority of the black race. Do not engage in conversations with them. Do not do the things that they do. Y'all people have a big problem with drugs. Weed. A lot of young brothers are like, well, brother, why we can't smoke weed no more and whatnot? And, you know, what you saying you can't smoke? You can do what you want to do as part of the black race, but you won't be here doing it as the black race. I mean, as the bright race. You can do what you want as a black man or a black woman. Go smoke weed. Go. Still listen to stupid hip hop. Go. Sit around talking about sports all day. Hang around with your pants off your ass. You understand? You can go ahead and do that. Go socialize with other niggas. You know, lower your intelligence. Do what it is the black race does. But see, here in the bright race, we don't take part in those things. I try to talk to niggas as less as possible. I try to talk to niggas less as possible. I don't want to be around them. I really don't. And no, this is not coming from a mindset of, you think you better than them and you part of the talented 10, you hate your blackness. No, that's not where I'm coming from. I'm looking into the future, and you niggas are not a part of the future. That's why I say the things I say. You are the lost people. You are the people in the darkness, and you want to stay in darkness. But you're not going to pull me in with you. You're not going to pull us in as the black race. I said the black race is like the Titanic going down, and it wants to take as many people with it. But the bright people will survive. They will jump off. They will be smart enough to jump the hell off the ship. Okay? They won't do what it is the black race does. Limit your connection with the niggas. When you talk to niggas, when you talk to those within that black mindset, your black conscious people, your general niggas standing around the corner, your black power niggas, all of them, your religious niggas, when you talk to these people, you're lowering your intelligence if you are trying to register as one of the bright race. You're lowering your intelligence. You're bringing your future focus back into a present and past focus. These people are only going to go to a certain level and to a certain timeline. You understand that? There's a reason why the white man showed in his movies that the extinction of a black in the future, you didn't see any black people there. There's a reason. Now, I know a lot of people say, oh, well, brother, what you talking about? You know, you black too, and, you know, brother, it seems like you trying to escape and you hate being black. No. I said the essence of us is as bright beings, as solar beings. That's who we really are. This is who we should be tuning in as. Our focus is on the future, on the education of our children, not on amassing land. Solar intelligent beings, solar intellectual beings. This is what we should be breeding. This is what we should be breeding in our children to come. This is what we should be building and breeding. We are not supposed to be concerned with anything that the black race is doing. Do not pick up any red, black, and green flags. Do not talk about Africa. Do not sit here and try to tune in to anything that they're talking about. The focus is the future. Your children should be focused on things to speed up their intelligence. They should be focused on science. They should be focused on medicine. Things that seem to be too advanced for them, they should be engulfing. Take them away from the television. Do not let them play with black children. Children who have been raised in a black mentality. The black mentality goes like this: ghetto, the hood, religion, poverty, niggerdom, all that. Do not let your children mix amongst black children. It will lower their intelligence. This is why our people should be coming together and having children and educating your children amongst them. See, this is why the Jews, they educate their children in their own private schools until they get to a certain age. Yeshiva schools. They do that because they don't want, in their formative years, they don't want their children amongst the goyim or the rest of the children who are not of the culture. You understand that? They should not want their children, and that don't just go for the black race. You understand? It should go for all of those who seek to lower your intelligence. The humans seek to lower your intelligence. Our children need firm, strong intel on the human race before they go amongst them. They need that. They need strong knowledge of who they really are going into the future, not linked to the whole black diaspora and the African nonsense. You understand that? These were titles and ways of thinking that were connected to them that will do nothing but bring an end to their existence here on this planet. Keeping people focused in past and present nonsense will not guide them into the future. The black race doesn't really think that there is a future for them. They think this dynamic of the white and black thing will continue. You as bright people should know better. You should know better. You should not seek to find what it is that you can do as an individual, but rather find the group. What happens when you find people who are in the group? Find, even if it's one or two people, you all act as support systems for one another. That's the whole point of finding each other, putting your minds together, thinking together, becoming a mental unit, bringing the Supermen and Superwomen project to your towns, bringing the Ʞᴜᴛᴜ to your towns, the mentorium. Your mind should be set on building, 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 building. Do not worry about your financial responsibilities. They will be taken care of. Why I say that is because when you focus on the future and building, like I've done, because I am living proof, these things take care of themselves. They become small things in the bigger scope. You understand? They become small things. I had all kinds of money problems. I don't really have them anymore. They're going away because I focus on the future. I focus on the bigger picture. I don't focus on money. Mentalists should never focus on money. Mentalists should focus solely on money as a tool, on instrument, not on the money. I told a brother, don't post and put money on my page. I'm not interested in how money looks because that's a nigger mentality. I'm not in love with green paper. I'm only focused on what it can be used to do, not in love with it. My focus is on what will be laid down from it while it is useful, because it will come a time where it's not as useful and it's becoming more and more worthless. Always focus beyond things like this, material things. That's what all mentalists should do. Your focus should be on building the minds of the future generation. Always. Speeding up the intelligence. Your mind should always be like, how can I speed up the intelligence? How can I speed up the intelligence in myself? How can I speed up the intelligence in the collective? What can I do to speed up the intelligence? That's all your thoughts should be. How can I speed the intellect up, the intelligence up for the future, for my children, for myself, for the collective? That's what your focus should be. Not as an individual on what you can do. Because individuality should mean nothing within the Ʞᴜᴛᴜ. There are no individual mentalists. There are no individuals in the bright race. It is a race. It is a race of people. See, the black race, they operated as a race, yet they were individuals. That's why you don't see anything happening. If you are truly of the bright race, if you are truly a mentalist or of the Mentalian race, the Mentalians, those who are mentally equipped receivers, who are accessing future thought, then you will come together as a unit. You will Voltron. You will come together as a collective. This should be your only want and desire, not to do it as an individual. That is black ways of thinking. That's still the old Willie Lynch nigger mindset. You cannot adopt bright thought, bright intelligence into an old mind frame. You cannot do the same things you were doing in the past and say, oh, I'm with this knowledge of intellect, but I'm still a nigger. I'm still doing the old black things, because black equals nigger. Nigger mentality equals black race. Past and present ways of thinking. No, you take that away by thinking into the future, by getting the hell away from and breaking all the bad habits you had, your laziness, your limited thinking, your want and desire to engage in nigger conversations, black talk, sovereignty, nationalism, religion, black power. All are reactionary ways of thinking. True actionary people, which is what the mentalists are supposed to be, only think into the future. And we don't need the white man or any anger with the white man to fuel us. Mentalists are not racist. We are not racist. We don't hate anybody. We don't hate white people. We don't hate nobody. We don't hate the humans. But we do not like ignorance. That's not to say because we're not racist that we mix our seed with the humans. We don't mix our seed with the niggas. So they can't say we racist with the blacks. We mix our seed only with the bright ones. The ones who acknowledge that they are of the Mentalian race, of the bright race. This is what we should be doing. Do not say you are part of this when you are not. When you still desire to do the old ways. When you still desire to be part of the present thing. When you want to, like I said, if you're not registering as a member of the state of Mentel, or you're not trying to come amongst your people or bring your people together, then you're not part of what I'm talking about. You're not part of it. You're just here taking up space because you think this is the new thing to be down. This is not what this is. This is actually building something, building up the minds of the people, because the only real change is going to happen when the minds of the people are built up, when their minds are in an evoluted state. And that can only happen as the group comes together collectively and interacts. It can't happen as an individual or because you think this is the new thing and you want to be cool and whatnot. That's not what this is. Those people who say they like this knowledge of intellect and they're feeling this, you should be here being interactive in the Supermen, Superwomen project. You should be interactive in the Supermen, Superwomen project. Don't tell me you tired of the black race and you tired of being part of that and you still partaking in the ways, they ways. You still with them. See, I can respect the nigga because at least he going to be a nigga till he die. Die, nigga, die. But don't sit here and tell me you part of the bright race or you part of the Mentalians and you're not being activated mentally to bring about that magnetic connection with your people. Each one of you should function as a magnet. Those of you who are of the bright race, you should be sending out a magnetic signal to find your people if that's truly what you want. But if you got that lazy nigga mentality where all you thinking about is, I'm tired from now and I'm tired into the present and whatnot, I got a lot of things to do, this should be all you should be thinking about. Everything else will become small. This is about the evolution of your children, and yourself. Your future evolution. You are bringing the evolution, the mental evolution to this planet. When the sun comes closer to the planet, do you understand, or should I say, do you understand what that really means? Do you understand what that really means? That by the sun coming closer to the planet, sun showers coming closer to the planet, solar waves, that's messages. Why does the beast hate the sun? Why does he hate solar waves coming to the planet? Why does he keep talking about putting up the ozone layer and that thing out there he points to the sun is going to kill you? Because not only is the fire and the radiation going to kill, but the messages and the frequencies are going to kill as well. It's going to scramble. It's scrambling satellites. It's overpowering, and you're supposed to be taking in this intelligence that's coming in. It's supposed to speed you up. But if you are slow and on a submental state like the black race, then you will burn out. You will die out because you serve no purpose. Your purpose is supposed to be as a receiver, as a mentalist, not as a black man, not as a black woman, not as a nigger, not as a niggerette, not as a Negro, a mole, a Mason. No. Those are things somebody told you that you were based on their own limited philosophy and perception. What you are and what you came here to be is a mentalist, one who receives